Hello everyone and welcome to another video about Wonderland Online. In today's video I wanted to talk about a newer version of the mobile game, and the reason why I kind of moved to this newer version of the game and why I'm no longer as active in the older one. So I'm not sure how many of you know that to date there are 3 mobile versions of the game. In theory there's actually 4, but we're not gonna talk about the mainland China version at the moment. I'm only gonna refer to the original mobile version that came out in January 2017, which is created by the original developers of Wonderland, which is Chinese Gamer, in collaboration with 980X, which would be the one you can see over here on the left, and the licensed version done by Beyond Games, which is the one on the right. Now, this version came out in October 2023, and it got a PC version in October 2024. Up until then, it was only on mobile, but you were able to play it with like an emulator on your computer, but then they got a PC client as well. In the beginning, I was really reluctant about the Beyond Games version, and I tried to stay away from it as much as I could. In a way, I only had accounts that I wasn't really playing on. I was only logging in when somebody had any questions about that version, but because the Discord server I created about a year and a half ago started having a lot more players from Beyond Games, and basically the entire moderator team is playing on this one, I decided to kind of give it a more serious go back in September 2025. And honestly, I have to say I kind of prefer it over the 980X version. So in this video we're gonna talk about why and about the differences between 980X and Beyond Games. Our moderator Ellie was super kind to put together some charts in which we kind of looked at the differences between these two versions, and I wanted to show them to you as well at the same time and kind of talk about it and go through these things together, and hopefully it will help you with deciding which version you want to play as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump straight into it. So let's go. I'm gonna start going through each of these features, and the very first one in the chart here would be the monthly calendar. And no, I'm not talking about the one where you go in the game and you claim rewards, although I have to say that they do have kind of different rewards in here between the two versions. But what I'm actually talking about is this. So Beyond Games puts out every month, just before the start of a new month, basically, a calendar of the upcoming events that month. And as you can already see over here, this month we have an item drop event, which is currently happening, and I believe it's still on for another 22 hours, give or take, from when I'm recording this video, which means that a lot of you might miss it by the time you see this video. But don't worry about it, because we do get item drop events pretty much every month. I think it was only during September or October that we didn't have an item drop event, but their customer support team listens to their players, and after that we pretty much got one every single month. So yeah. At the same time, you can probably see the double experience event, which also started about 2 hours ago. Keep in mind that this calendar is showing the dates and is based on the Hong Kong time, which is the time zone across all mobile versions of the game. So whenever you see, for example, here with the double experience event starting on the 9th of February, Monday, that is actually 6 p.m. on a Sunday for me, but in their time, it's basically 12 a.m. server time. But yeah, essentially, this monthly calendar gets posted just before a new month and is giving their players an insight on what events will be happening during the next month. Now, 980X does not have this kind of calendar. We hardly even get information ahead of time when events are happening, but with Beyond Games, you always know in advance. Point number 2 is the reward codes, and both versions are getting this. It's basically the redeem codes that you get to redeem in-game from settings, and you basically get all sorts of goodies from those codes as well. While 980X doesn't get them as often, and when we do get them, they basically happen during bigger expansion updates and they last for about 6 months. On Beyond Games, they have a new redeem code every month, but we're gonna talk about that a bit later. Now, the double experience events, that's basically your average double EXP that you get when you go training, and that's the best time when you can go and level up. Now, 980X does have them a lot less frequent than Beyond Games do, because Beyond Games has them at least once a month. Even if it's for like 3 days or 5 days or 10 days, they still have them every single month. Meanwhile, 980X only has them around bigger holidays, kind of like Christmas, New Year, Chinese New Year, and things like that. So yeah, about the triple EXP events, 980X does have that, and we do usually get them when a new server comes out, when there's a merger of servers, when there's like a really big expansion update. And I haven't seen that on Beyond Games, and Ellie confirmed that they haven't got this before either. But the fact that they do have the double EXP event on Beyond Games a lot more often works out in that version's favor anyway. Now, the next one would be rounds 29 and 30. So back in IGG days, most of you probably remember the 15 rounds challenge, which was then updated to 20 to 25, and then we got 30. However, Beyond Games at the moment has only 28 because rounds 29 and 30 are linked to the new Dark Element, which 980X has had for about 2 years now in game, but Beyond Games is due to get it on the 25th of March as well. The next one is probably my favorite part about Beyond Games, and that is the item drop event, which I was talking about earlier on when I showed you the calendar, and it's been running for about 4 days now, and as I said, there's about 22 more hours of it from when I'm recording this video. And while 980X is not getting this at all, and I'm super sad about it because it's an extremely fun event, I don't know how many of you remember from the IGG days around Halloween or Christmas or Easter, any bigger events when you would go and fight chickens in the chicken farm near Welling Village, and you would get all sorts of boxes with goodies that you would open, and you would get a lot of things out of them. I have to say that I do have quite a bit of them at the moment, and with this event running pretty much every month, I managed to rack up quite a bit of training island tickets, a lot of other goodies such as pet scrolls, which was from a previous event. I had the forgotten scrolls as well, but I actually had to throw out about 500 of them because I realized I'm never gonna use that many, and I only kept like 50. But yeah, I basically have a lot of these boxes that I'm due to open very soon, and in a way, I want to say it's like my least favorite part of the event, the whole opening of boxes, because there's so many to open, and the inventory gets full super fast, and that's all about that. So I want to open a few of them so I can show you like what we can get during this event, because I don't think I've opened any of these boxes so far. Actually, no, tell a lie. I did open a couple because I did get these roly-poly furniture for your tent. I believe that's what they're called. And I think I racked up a few more training tickets and some potions and some stuff. So I do have those too. And what I usually do is I go and add one of the boxes in my hotbar, and then I just click it and they start opening all these boxes for me. Of course, it would take a very long time to open them that way. So what I also do is I open an auto clicker and I keep it open and I just spam open all these boxes. So let's do that as well. Let me just set the auto clicker up and we're gonna have a look at that too. All right, there we go. So I'm basically using the free mouse auto clicker, the one that has that red diamond as an icon. And what I do is I set the hotkey, which is Control F2, and then it starts opening the stuff for me. I do stop it sometimes just before it opens all of them, because as I said, the inventory gets full really fast and I don't have a lot of space at the moment. But as you can see, I believe these are pretty much all the things that you can get at the moment. There's going to be a lot of food. There are some statues which give you double experience for about 4 hours, but honestly, with these item drop events, the amount of potions that you get, you're not even gonna need this statue thing. We have the Training Island tickets that you can get. Each one gives you about 1 hour, and I think you've already noticed how many of those I already have, so I think I'm pretty much set for the next few months. If only I would actually go and train that much, but I don't. We also get Chaos Crystals, which are used to enhance your gear as well. The glaze bags, amity, food for pets. I call it food, but this one at least, it's in the shape of flower bouquets. We get some fireworks, but unfortunately, because of the way the animations are done on mobile and because of the optimizations and everything, you can't actually see much even if you do it. Like, I used one, but I don't actually see it. So I end up throwing those out because, well, there's nothing to do with them. And I got another one of these, which I'm gonna place right over there. You really don't need to keep more than 1, 2, maximum 3 maybe. But if you really want to fill up your tent of them and you get a lot of them, go ahead. Now, because I don't have all that much space, what I usually do is I go on my remote and I put the things to be automatically discarded or sold, because I've already got pretty much everything that I need from it. And the rest of the stuff that I know I'm not gonna use and I'm just gonna hoard away, I just end up throwing out. So that pretty much opens up some more space in my inventory. So let's go ahead and turn the auto clicker on one more time and open a few more boxes. And I'm gonna stop it just for a bit because, yep, I already got my inventory full of things one more time. And what I'll do is I'll put this thing over here as well. And we also got some rice balls this time with the ginseng monster. But again, I don't use that, so I end up just selling it usually. And we also get Victoria's pet food, which you can use to increase her stats over there. For example, I was showing you my Eva, but it's actually for Victoria, this one. I just don't have her, so I usually just put it into the materials tab over here, as you can see. And I think I've already got, let's have a look how many. I have 9 of her pet food already, but other characters were a lot luckier to get a lot more than that. And I think that's the same as what I got earlier on anyway. Aside from the orange Chaos Crystal that we're getting as well, which can be used to enhance your gear, but if it fails, it doesn't deduct any of the points like it would on the red one. So obviously we want to keep that too. So I'm gonna go and turn on my remote one more time so I can clear some space over here, as you can see. And I'm gonna start that one more time and let's see what else we're gonna get. Stop it once again, and I still have space, so I think I might have enough space now to just open the rest of these boxes. unless I get a lot more of these guys, and then it would fill up pretty fast. But yeah, let's give it some time and let's see if I'm able to open all these boxes at once. There we go. So it did open all the ones that I had in my inventory in the end. I did have enough space now for that. So I'll go ahead and just remove what I don't need. And I'm gonna place these guys in my house. There we go. And I think I'm gonna keep all of them. They're actually really cute and I still have a lot of space in my house for this. So why not? Let's add them in here. All right, there we go. So let's see what I'm left with. So at the moment, I already got to 250 chaos crystals over here, which is the maximum amount you can keep on your resource storage system. So the rest are gonna have to go in my other storage in my house. I can throw this out. I got 3 more Victoria food that I can put away. I got some more training island tickets, the glaze bags, some potions, the shadow crystals, and forging scrolls, which are also used to enhance your gear to plus 101, which is gonna give you 101 extra stats if these are split out. For example, if you had like attack and speed. But if it's a singular stat like this, it's gonna give me plus 202. Let's have a look if I have any space to put these in my inventory, because it is getting quite full quite fast. So I have all of these and I need to have some space where to put some more of that. I need to check if I have some glaze bags already. I do. And to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna ever need this many glaze bags, at least not on my wind. So what I've been doing, I've been kind of just saving 1 stack of them and the rest I'm just throwing out because I just know I'm never gonna end up using all of that. And I have some more space here for some potions. And not to forget that I have an experience bag as well, in which I have 10 stacks of potions already. So yeah, they're pretty generous with these things, to be honest. And I think I had a few more in my cabinets, so I'm gonna take those out as well. And I think this is a different training card, so I'm gonna have to keep that back there. Just change that. I have quite a few in here too, so yeah. I think that's all the rest of the boxes that I have. So I'm gonna open these as well, just so I can get rid of everything that I have. And I do want to keep 1 box, because I'll show you what I usually do with these item drop events. So let's open the rest of these boxes. And while those are opening, I do want to say that the item drop events are basically what reeled me in fully in the game, because I don't know, they're fun and you get a lot of goodies. They're pretty friendly when it comes to free-to-play players. So yeah, I don't usually go ahead and top up a lot, so all of these goodies are extremely welcome. Okay, so I'm done opening all those boxes. I cleared out the rest of the things that I don't need, and I think I'm gonna put 1 more of these here. And let's have a look where I can put the other 2. I'm kind of thinking next to my chair there. There we go. And with 20 more hours or so of the event, I'm still gonna have probably another full inventory of boxes. So I'm gonna be pretty set on this one as well. And these red crystals are actually the thing that I'm mostly interested in, because I wanted to upgrade my gear for some time now, and I was so short on these. So this came in quite handy, to be honest. The same goes for the forging scrolls as well, but the drop rate wasn't all that great this time. So yeah, but I'm happy with what I got as well anyway. I don't need the glaze bags, and I'm gonna go put away my training island tickets, which I'm pretty sure I'm set for a very long time here. And to be honest, because I am running out of space quite a bit, I'm gonna put these in here, and I think I'm gonna get rid of these because I can make more if I ever need to make anything with them. And now I'll tell you why I saved one stack of these. So basically I take them and spread them out with one in each slot. So basically what this does is when you're in a fight and you're trying to gather all these boxes, it's basically forcing the drops to be just these boxes without anything else that the mobs would drop. So I just go ahead and I put one in each slot, and I'm gonna take my character to the chicken farm so I can show you how it kind of goes and how I'm getting those boxes as well. Although I can see a lot of messages still going on my screen, and I'm probably gonna still see that for some time now. But if I do a relog, that's all gonna go away, so we're gonna probably do that. So give me just 1 second so I can relog. Perfect, there we go. So I'm back in. I'm gonna place my house over here, and I'm gonna use my GPS to go to the chicken farm because I've saved my slot over there. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually have to change something very quickly on my character, because I'm not gonna be able to combo with Eva unless I change my outfit. So give me 1 second over here. Okay, I had to get off my Charlotte as well because she was giving me quite an additional speed over here, and I wouldn't have been able to combo with Eva. But our speeds are within a 99 difference from each other, 99 points. So I should be fine. So I'm gonna go to the chicken farm and I will set my remote to auto battle and auto move just so I can show you how it looks. So at the moment my inventory is full, as you can see, which means that the only drop that I should be getting from the chickens will be these boxes. I know that others have better ways of doing this, but for me it just feels so nostalgic to sit in the chicken farm trying to get these boxes, to be honest. And as you can see, I've already got 2 new boxes over there, and yeah, I'm not getting anything else from them. My inventory is just full of the item drop event boxes. You can definitely go ahead and train at the same time, or like fight any other mobs. They just have to be over level 10, and any mobs over that level will drop these during the item drop events. So yeah, for now what I'll do is, well, actually, now that I got in the fight, let's just do this one as well. Okay, so now that I finished with that, I did get 2 more boxes over there. I'm just gonna go back to my tent very quickly so I can continue the rest of the video. But basically, this is the item drop event. Each month we do get other goodies and other types of boxes, and I feel like it's super nostalgic, as I was saying. It reminds me of the IGG days, and it's super fun. It's basically what reeled me into this version, as I said as well. The next point on our chart is basically fishing events, and they're very similar to item drop events, but instead of farming for drops at any mobs, you basically sit anywhere and fish. And last fishing event I took part in as well. It was the first in a long time, and you are basically getting some kinds of fish, shells, and some kind of ocean essence. And those things were used to craft inside of your house for a limited time some furniture, which are the ones that you can see over here. These trophies with the crab, the starfish, this fish, and another one over here. So these were the 4 limited time furniture that you could craft. But you could also craft experience potions as well, the highest being 10x. And I've crafted a lot of those as well during that time. But yeah, they're pretty straightforward with the fishing event. There's nothing else really to it. But it's pretty cool that they're offering these incentives to use other parts of the game as well, as Ellie was telling us to. So yeah, that would be the fishing event. And of course, 980X does not have fishing events either, which is quite a shame. The next point would be the dungeon extra rewards, and I'm not entirely sure I took part in this because I don't really do instances, but I believe that you get like either double rewards for it, or they give you some like extra stuff during the times when the dungeon extra rewards is happening. And it is happening at the moment, and it's up until the 14th of February. So if you are the type to do instances in the game, just know that you also get some extra rewards there. And again, 980X does not have this, and it doesn't have the next point on our list, which is the 140 level instance. So when you go over here and you try to create an instance, as you can see, the last one for us is the level 130 over here. But in Beyond Games, if I go over here and have a look, we do have this very last one, which is the 141. And I hear it's quite hard. I don't really know. As I said, I hardly do instances, to be honest. One small difference that we do have on 980X when it comes to instances that we don't have on Beyond Games would be the fact that you can make instances for your friends or guild members only, which means that only they can join the instance that you create. But another pretty cool thing when it comes to Beyond Games is that while they don't have that feature, they do allow you to start the instance with however many players you have in it. I would be able to go ahead and just start this with just myself in it, to be honest, but I'm not gonna do that. However, as I said in 980X, while you can make it just for your friends or guildmates, you can't start it early. You have to wait until all the players have joined. The next 2 points on the list are basically in both versions of the game, which are the Eva War and Challenge Zhanghe. I think that's how it's pronounced. If it's not, I'm really sorry. And basically they are like the Challenge Magellan daily event, like over here, where you can just go and fight some waves of pirates and you get some goodies at the end. In these two, the only difference is that you can only use specific pets to start the instance with. Now, I don't remember the full details for both of these because it's been so long since I've actually done it. I think it's been at least like 6 months since I've done the Eva one on 980X. But I believe you can start the Eva one if you do have Eva or Joan. And for the other one, I believe you can do it if you have Shaolan or Victoria, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but if I am, I'm really sorry. However, there will be extra details posted by Ellie in my Discord server later on today, where she's going to add extra details for each of these points in the charts as well. But I did tell her I was gonna make a video about it as well. This would be the new channel in which you're gonna be able to find all of these separate posts. At the moment, we just have the initial one. And she's gonna handle creating the rest of them, and it's gonna be a new post for each of the points in the chart. Moving on, the last one on this chart specifically is the Daily God Rewards, which is due to start in a few days, which is gonna be on the 11th, most likely either after maintenance or after reset that day. And essentially what this is, it's basically an NPC which is available in Wailing Village, and I will show you exactly where that is as well. So he usually shows up on this first floor of the Colosseum, and he's gonna be somewhere over here. He looks a bit like a monk with a long white beard, and you would just have to visit him every day. Click on him, talk to him, and he's gonna give you some goodies. Now, I don't actually know what he's gonna give us. I'm not entirely sure, but I guess we're gonna see it on the day when the event comes. While on 980X we don't have something like this, during bigger expansion updates, we did have some NPCs that were showing up on Starter's Beach, and for 14 days you would be able to go to them, talk to them, and they were giving you like crystals and experience potions, capsules to level your character, to level your pets. So if this is gonna be the same thing, I don't know, but it does seem to run for 2 weeks as well. So for 14 days, there's gonna be some type of goodies that you can get from the guy. I just don't know if it's gonna be the same like on 980X. And the only difference is, and why we haven't put a check mark on this one for 980X, is because the Daily God Rewards comes a lot more often than it does on 980X. I think the last time we had it was last last summer for 980X, or maybe earlier than that. But I do know that this one comes pretty often, like at least every 2 or 3 months maybe. Last time I just forgot to actually go and check in with him and get the reward, so I don't actually know what he drops. But I do plan on going this time and seeing all the goods that I can get. Alright, so the second page of our chart here, with a few more things that we don't have on 980X but we do on Beyond Games, would be the double gems for the first monthly top-up. So every month, from the 1st until the end of the month, whichever is the first amount of gems that you top up on Beyond Games, it's gonna be doubled. So you can even do 300 gems or 10,000 gems. They are all gonna be doubled, but it's only for that very first top up on that account. And then the next month it resets, and if you want to recharge that month as well, it will also be doubled. So earlier on I did get like the cheapest option of gems because I wanted to expand my storage on Beyond Games, and I don't remember the actual amount of it, but I did get 288 in total or something around that mark. So yeah, basically the first top up for this month for me was already doubled, so if I were to go and top up one more time, I would only get the amount that I'm topping up for, not double amount. But that's also a pretty cool incentive, and you basically get a lot more gems for your money, basically, making things a lot cheaper. And of course, 980X does not have that. However, during certain events, like Christmas, they do have some kind of incentives as well for when you top up with my card, if I'm not mistaken, or when you do it with 9 card as well. And last Christmas, as a Christmas gift to myself, I topped up 3,000 my card points, and I did receive 11,000 gems in game, which I used to pretty much enhance my gear, get some new gear for my pets. I gambled a few of them in the lucky packs as well, and that's a whole nother story. But yeah, we don't get those kind of events in 980X, and if we do, it's really, really rare. The next point would be the weekly patch notes. And again, on 980X, we don't get this, but on the Beyond Games version on their website, we do get these under the news tab over there, and it's basically telling you what's coming in the game. The packs in the item mall, and they tell you with what they're coming, the events that are upcoming, they're also telling you what they're gonna be all about, and you pretty much have visuals for every single event that is upcoming in there. So that's pretty cool, because usually we're kind of left in the dark on 980X. They either start posting about their upcoming updates and events super close to when they start, or sometimes even on the day when they do start. So that's not very cool, because we, as I said, are left in the dark most of the time. The next 3 points are basically linked together in a way, which are the top up via website, iOS app, and Android app. Now, on both of them, you can purchase gems directly from Apple Store or Play Store. So basically, you open the game, you try to make a purchase, and it sends you to Play Store or Apple Store to complete the purchase. And it's usually a lot more expensive that way, so be careful of that. Sadly for myself, on Beyond Game, I do have to do it on the Android app because it's a lot faster for me than doing it on the website. Although I know I should probably spend the time to do it directly from the website. And Beyond Games does have that functionality. You could just go in game, go to mall, add points, and it sends you to the website to buy them. You do have to log in with your account, choose however many you want to top up. Okay, let's say I'm doing this one. It will ask you on which server, and then you have to enter your MID and UID, which you can find in your settings in game. If you just go to system, you'll be able to see them there at the very top of the window, and you can copy them, put them in there, and that's it. You would just pay, and yeah, that would be it. Now, we don't have a website top up functionality available for 980X, but we do have the option to buy my card points from a third-party merchant. And that is how I've been topping up on 980X all this time. You would basically go and buy however many points you want, and these get converted into gems in the game. But to be able to redeem the details of the My Card, you have to do it through the PC client of the game, which is not the one through Steam. It's the one that you download from their website. The one on Steam will send you to the Steam wallet to top up, and if you buy them from like a third party, you would have to do it from the client that you get on their website, because in item mode you will have a section for the redeem option. Now, the next one is also kind of tied with the first one on this one, which is the higher gem value for top-ups. And you basically get a lot more gems for what you pay, first of all. And then you can also get that double gems for your first monthly top-up as well. So in the long run, Beyond Games would be a lot cheaper to top up in if you wanted to top up gems. The next 2 points are basically about redeem codes in the game, which I've also spoken on the second point over here in the first chart. And it's about the monthly codes that you get to redeem. So only Beyond Games has monthly codes, and the extended codes to redeem them basically only happens in 980X, where codes are available even for 6 months at a time, and you can redeem them up to that point, basically. We do have a bunch of codes at the moment available, which are available until the 31st of June, I believe. Meanwhile, Beyond Games does have one code available, which will expire at the end of the month. But then the next month you get another one, and so on. Now, my favorite part is the Apollo gems. So a few of us call these Apollo gems because they are given out as compensation when things go wrong or during random events or all sorts of things. And essentially what happens is that on 980X you will get a lot more of these green gems given out by the devs rather than on Beyond Games. However, on Beyond Games we are actually due to receive on the 11th of January a few gems, and even if we don't get them very often on Beyond Games, they are doubled. They are doubled because Beyond Games, when they give out these gems for events, for things that go wrong, although they don't really happen very often, both of your characters on an account can get those gems. And they are under the form of boxes that you get in your inventory, and when you open them up, they add the gems over here. And these are basically shared between the two characters of an account. So both of them will have access to the same amount of gems. And because they give them out on both of them, it's basically doubled. But again, the whole point is that 980X does get a lot more of these green gems given out by the devs more often. And say over the course of 1 year, you could even rack up about 4,000 gems. Maybe more, maybe a bit less, but usually around that point. And if I'm not mistaken, they do get sent out regardless if you're playing or not. So I've had friends who logged into their accounts and they had like 3,000 gems all of a sudden, even if they haven't played in like the last 6 months. And I was surprised at that myself too. And it's one of the things that I still love about 980X, of course. The next 3 points are kind of related in a way, and we'll go through them one by one. So the bag info and equipment stats readily available on the website. As I was saying earlier, on the Beyond Games website, we do have this news section, and that's where the patch notes get posted as well, the event notes get posted, the news, all that stuff gets posted there. And when new bags come into Item Mall, they would usually post it on the website, and you would be able to go in there and basically check the stats of what's coming. On 980X, sadly, they only post it on their Facebook page, and it's usually after the weekly maintenance on Wednesdays. And the information is all in Chinese, sadly, so you would have to translate it to understand what it's all about. But on the Beyond Games website, it's gonna be in English, and on their Facebook page as well. I almost forgot to show you these two. But going back to that, yeah, so basically you would be able to see all the contents of the bags and the equipment stats directly on their website for Beyond Games, not so much for 980X, just on Facebook way after maintenance happens. The bag info is available in Item Mall as well. So you would be able to go and find one of these bags and then click on it. Let's have a look, for example. Well, not this one. Let's do this one. And you would be able to go and just have a look at what they're giving you. But there's a big difference on this one, and it's also the last point on this list, which is the equipment stats preview available directly from bags in Item Mall. So this one only happens on 980X. On here, you're able to open up the bag, and then you would be able to click on whichever item it is you want to look at and see what are their stats. Again, you can't actually do that in Beyond Games, sadly, but hopefully we do get an update with that soon as well, because it's a very good feature to have, as you can see over here. The coolest thing that I wish we would have would be to try these on our characters directly from Item Mall. So it's sad we can't do that, but yeah, it would be really cool. The 980X Item Mall got a redesign recently, and a few things changed around, and now we have a weekly tab in which we can see the weekly packs, which haven't really been weekly in the past month or two, and we're still waiting for them to be changed. And then we have like a limit section where we have all these one-time packs that you can buy as well. And yeah, the item one looks a bit different now, and it only has certain things in here. So yeah, it's a bit of a difference between the two, but I do quite like it this way, to be honest. It's actually looking a bit cleaner, I would say. So yeah, that would be the points on the second table over here. And we do have one more, with the first point on this one being probably the most important one as well. The fact that Beyond Games has an English-speaking customer support. So what they're doing is, on their Facebook page, you can actually reach out to them, you can message them and ask questions, or if there's like bugs, problems that you have, whatever it is, reach out to them. You can talk to them in English, they will reply in English as well, and it's super useful to have. On 980X, sadly, you can only reach out via email. I'm recording this at the time when I'm actually editing the video, and I've had a recent encounter with customer support for 980X where I was able to message them directly through their Facebook page actually, and they did answer my question. So you can actually message the 980X Facebook page as well. It will have to be in Chinese, I believe, but they do answer. So just as a small heads up, through the form that you can fill out on their website. I believe it's this one over here. No, it's not that one. I think it's this one. So you would have to fill all this out with whatever problem you have or whatever you want to reach out to them about. You do have to do it in Chinese, but I heard you can do it in English as well, but they will translate it and still reply to you in Chinese. So they don't actually have an English customer support, sadly, but it would be really great if they did. The second point would be the feature and bag requests taken into account. Again, pretty much tied to the first point as well. You can reach out to the Beyond Games customer support via Facebook, and you can make requests like, hey, we would like to see this on Item Mall again, or when is this coming to us, or hey, can we get this update as well, can we get this as well, and eventually they will bring it out. So yeah, they do take into account what people reach out to them about. These next 2 points are basically related to 980X only because Beyond Games doesn't have it, but it's about the advanced configuration of the remote and the unlimited remote discards that you can get in the game. So with the remote over here, we do have this other type of discard, and in here you could put as many things as you would want, like anything you want. I'm not going to keep them in there, however, because I don't want to get rid of them. But you could put as many things as you would want in this list, and then you would be able to discard them over time. Like if you were trading, for example, or if you were trying to farm for gold, you would be able to sell everything at once. Meanwhile, in Beyond Games, as you know, you can only have 5 slots to discard items. So yeah, this one gets a huge point for it, because I've been loving this feature since day one. And what we mean by the extra advanced configuration of the remote is this option over here, which allows you to kind of enter lines of code in a way that would make your training very, very specific and more advanced than what your regular advanced settings would allow you to do from here. And it's a really cool feature. It's a bit hard to wrap your head around. I know it is for me, so I've hardly ever used it, to be honest. However, we did have a player by the name of Reaper in my Discord server who has recorded this feature and basically showed us how to use that extra feature. And I'm going to show it to you as well over here. Essentially what he does is he opens that up, he changes it to what his character should be doing. As you can see here, it would be set to revive everybody in the party. It's set to freeze a specific target and then defends for the rest of the fight. Meanwhile, for the pet over here, he's assigning the pet to attack the target in a very specific way. So he's trying to clear out the ones that do not respawn first, and then he's attacking the one that does respawn, basically. So once he confirms all of that and starts the fight over here, you'll be able to see how it works as well. So his Eva goes and attacks this target first. Usually it would be the one at the front here if you were to use the regular settings of the remote, but with the extra feature you can actually tell it where to go and what to do. Then his character freezes those. She's attacking the one at the back that doesn't respawn, and then we only have the mob that does respawn. And this helps a lot with the fact that you essentially make sure that your pet or yourself are not hit, and you can train with your gear on yourself. I guess this one specifically would work that way for waters a lot better because they can freeze the rest, and the pet will have to outspeed, and so will the character too. But as you can see, they don't even get to touch any of them. This is all taken care of basically that way. So yeah, it is a pretty cool feature to use. Again, if I would know how to wrap my head around it and use it a lot more, I would as well. But yeah, so shout out to Reaper for that video. Thank you so much. And he also sent me a video with an example of how the drop feature works, because I don't have a video myself. And as you can see, he has like a very long list of items that he is throwing out from his inventory. That's also a really cool feature I wish we would have in Beyond Games. Just another quick intervention on my part to mention that a few days ago we did receive a roadmap update that Beyond Games is planning on implementing over the next year up until November 2027. You can see it over here on the screen, and basically we are due to receive some really cool features that are coming from 980X to Beyond Games. And basically these would be rounds 29 and 30 for the 30 rounds challenge. We are going to get a title system where they're going to introduce some graphic titles to basically have players stand out and showcase their achievements. We are going to get the remote control system, so basically the updated thing where you have the advanced remote system, which I was showing to you earlier on, and the bigger list for auto discard items. And we're also getting an enhancement when it comes to the way we can use oblivious scrolls pet scrolls and forge scrolls as well. I think it's gonna apply to all types of scrolls basically. And these will no longer require a confirmation prompt, and the window will no longer automatically close when you run out of scrolls basically. But yeah, we are due to get these in July 2026, and you can see over here the other updates that they are planning to bring to us in the next few months. The next part is also one of the things that reeled me into Beyond Games, which is the flexible trading system. So this is huge. Like, in 980X, we already know that pretty much nothing is tradable. The only things that you can trade are basically gear that you make through alchemy that is rank 35 or level 70 plus, which is pretty hard to make because you would need superior alchemy for that. And you can trade some things from your house that is used to make other machines and other things. Nothing else can be traded. I did hear that there were like a couple of equipment from Item Mall that somehow bypassed that and they were able to be traded. It's like super niche. But the rule of thumb in 980X is that you can hardly trade anything. Now, in Beyond Games, that changes entirely because we can trade pretty much almost anything aside from Item Mall stuff. We can't sell that equipment from Item Mall or any items from there. You can sell some item drop event items. For example, in the last one we had hair dyes and we were getting like stacks and stacks of them and we were able to sell them that way. But generally anything else that drops, like potions or tickets or anything like that, they can't be traded. But on Starter's Beach, you will see people selling equipment, as you can see over here as well. You will see them selling materials as well, and you'll be able to click on their shelves and you'll see them there for prices. And the market is actually pretty reasonable because the trading limit is 1 million per item, so they can't exceed that price. And because of that, the market is actually pretty nice. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a tent that is selling materials. Yes, so in 980X we cannot sell materials. You would have to farm all the materials yourself. You would have to make them yourself. And I know Starter's Beach may be looking a bit deserted right now, but don't forget that the double EXP event started a few hours ago and people are going to be training. Usually this place is a lot more lively and you have a lot more tents selling stuff, and yeah. So at the moment, I know, desert town, but don't worry about it. Usually it's not looking like that. So yeah, I think a flexible trading system is a lot better in Beyond Games rather than on 980X. And if you do want to trade stuff and sell stuff, you only need level 60 in Beyond Games. Meanwhile, in 980X you need minimum level 100 for that. And you can see I have a shelf over here, but honestly, I don't know why I have it here. I can't even sell anything on it, so it sucks, honestly. I'm pretty sure we didn't always have the shelves in the game, so I think they got added more recently. And it might be because they might and hopefully bring a trading system over here as well. The game has been running for 9 years now, and we've never really had a trading system in a way. So aside from the things that I mentioned, so I really don't think they're gonna bring it now. But hopefully, who knows, maybe one day we will actually get something like that as well. Now, the next point would be the fact that there are active English-speaking communities. Mine would be one of them as well. We do have quite a lot of members as well. We're always happy to help everybody out with quests, with answering any questions, with anything of the sort. And there will be a Discord invite left in the description box below and in the comments as well. So if you did want to join an active English-speaking community for the game, you are free to do so. We would love to have you there. And my server caters for 980X, Beyond Games, Rhode Island, and the new 3D mobile Wonderland. But we do have a lot more players at the moment speaking in the Beyond Games section. The next point is about the job skill weapons. They are essentially super OP weapons to have. So very worth looking into. Since I recorded this video, it turns out that the job weapons were actually added in a permanent pack in 980X in the item mall. They used to be top up only, but for some reason they added it in a permanent lucky bag now. And we do have a guide on my Discord server about them, and you can see on the screen over here what each one does. So yeah. The next one would be about the dark element, and it's basically this one. We had it added to the game about 2 years ago. It came with 2 new characters, which were Dragon Race, and they are the only ones that can use this dark element. And there's only one class when you do rebirth, which is the dragon one. And mainland China Wonderland is very soon getting the light element. And beyond the game, sadly, we are just now at the end of March getting the dark one. So it might be a few more years, or maybe like a year, until the light one would come to us on Beyond Games as well. It's mainly a very good support element and very good with damage too. They even have a skill which is called Dragon Spirit, which is essentially kind of the same like the Fire GS, where it multiplies your damage by 3x, but Dragon Spirit multiplies it by 2x and it lasts for about 8 rounds. Meanwhile, the Fire GS lasts for only 3 rounds, including the one in which you cast it on whoever you do cast it. So if you cast it on yourself, you're losing out on that round, and you will only get 2 more rounds in which you will actually have your damage multiplied. So yeah, that's a pretty cool skill for the dark element there. And if you do want to see a showcase of all the dark element skills, a player from our community by the name of Soulbane has a video up on YouTube, and I'm gonna leave it linked in the description box below and in the comments as well. You'll be able to see all those skills showcased in his video, and that way you'll be able to document yourself on the skills of the dark element as well. The next one would be the ability to change your password in game. So 980X does not offer this possibility. Meanwhile, Beyond Games does. When you go to your settings in game, to the system button, you do have a change password button available on Beyond Games. You would be able to go ahead and change your password as you please. However, on 980X, sadly, you can only do so if you reach out to their customer support. And again, it will be in Chinese. You will have to provide a lot of details for that. But alternatively, if you were to lose your password on Beyond Games, you would also have to go through a similar process with them to retrieve your account. So try not to lose your accounts, guys. The next point would be the job change mirror readily available in IM. And on 980X, sadly, it's not available in IM to buy whenever, however, as you please. It only comes in gamble bags or lucky bags, and you would actually have to gamble for it. If you're lucky to get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But on Beyond Games, you can just go ahead in your mall, props, and you will have your mirror over there. So you'll be able to go ahead and just change your class whenever you want. For example, I'm a knight, so if I wanted to change to something like killer, for example, I would be able to go ahead, buy it, change it. That's it. But on 980X, sadly, we do have these transfer mirror gift bags, and that's the only way you can actually have it. And it's a 1% chance for it to drop, so you might be gambling away quite a bit for a chance of getting it, to be honest. So I'm not a big fan of that. The same thing would go for the divorce seal, readily available in IM only on 980X and not in Beyond Games as well. And the name change eraser being available on both versions in IM. Let me just go ahead and show you. In item over here, we would have our divorce seal. You would be able to buy it. If you married another character or a friend who doesn't want to divorce you anymore, even if you go ahead and pay their part of the fee as well, and they just refuse, you can go ahead, buy a divorce seal, and erase the whole marriage. So you'd be able to go ahead and marry your newfound love. Otherwise, the the divorce system in game has to be coming from both sides, sadly, and if one of them refuses and you don't have the divorce seal, then you're pretty much stuck with them. And yeah, that doesn't exist in Beyond Games, sadly. And the last point on the list was about the name change eraser, which you can basically buy on both versions. You have it over here and over there. You would go ahead, buy one, change your name in the game to anything else, and then if you wanted to, you could like reuse the name on a different character. That's exactly what I've done with my character over here. And that concludes all the differences that we had available over here between 980X and Beyond Games. To be honest, if there's any other things that you guys can think of or you know of between the two games, if there's anything like different that we haven't included here, then feel free to go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I would be more than happy to pass it on to Ellie, who might be able to go ahead and update these charts. And they might get updated again just before they are uploaded with each point in our WLM versus WDLM channel over here in the server. Once again, we would love to have you there if you wanted to join us, and if you wanted to learn more about these versions, if you had any questions at all, if you're coming back to the game, if you're already playing it, we would love to have you there regardless. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.